Hi everyone. So I thought I'd give you guys an update on the Bambi animation cell. There's going to be a more elaborate and thorough video that's going to come at some point, but right now I am trying to find this fellow. I've been driving up and down the streets basically the last few days trying to find him. Have had no luck really tracking the guy down, other than finding a friend of his who said that he would pass along that I'm looking for him. So with any luck, I'll have him come in the shop here soon and I'll do a full update. I will see if he is willing to be on camera, but I'm not going to push him on it in case he doesn't want to be on camera. So that's it. If you hadn't watched the auction, the animation cell went for $3,700 Canadian. So with that being 50%, that's over $1,600 for his cut for the 50%. So we just have to find him and track him down to give him his money. Quite literally, I've been up and down almost every single alley in this area, been by the shelters. I will find him. So it's just a matter of time until I track the fellow down. So in case you're wondering what was happening there, I thought I'd give you the update. And as you're logging on to, definitely say hi. I see Matthew saying hello. David, hi, how are you? And so guys, there is going to be a full, proper produced video on this whole thing when the time comes. Hi Autumn, nice to see you. I just haven't, I'm working on it right now. Basically, I'm at the spot where I just need to find him. I need him to come in. I need to tell him that he's got money. So that's going to be the part that I'm most excited about. Hi, Brian. Hi, Brendan. Hi, Tommy. Nice to see you guys. I think we actually had one of you guys from YouTube sent me about 20 bucks to take the guy out to lunch. So I think I'm going to chip in a little bit more on that and take him out for a nice steak dinner. And possibly tell him there that, you know, just treat him to a really nice day. Maybe get him some fresh clothes and make him feel better, get him a nice meal, and see if I can help the guy out. Now, the only challenge I might run into is that sometimes people who are homeless have other sorts of issues and challenges, and that's probably the case here. So I might look at giving him, like, you know, a couple $100 a week for, you know, 7 weeks or whatever it is. Just so he doesn't, or paying rent or doing something where I know he's going to be looked after. I really want to look after him and make sure he's safe and taken care of, and doesn't injure or cause harm or anything like that. So I don't want to make this a bad story. I want to make it a good story for the guy. So we are looking for him. I'm driving up and down alleys, and I'm sure I'm going to find him soon. So that's the update. The animation cell went for $3,700 Canadian. And when I do the next video, which will be like a proper big video, hi, Johnny Cash, you're still alive. I see him on there. Nice. Johnny Cash. When I do the next video, we're also going to try and do something a little bit special for him on that video too. So more news on that to come, but it is shipped out. And one of our YouTubers, one of you guys that was watching at home bid on it. He's in New York City. So that animation cell is going to a good cause and going to a person out there. So really looking forward to that. Guy, hi, in Castle Kent, UK. Very nice to see you on. So updates around the store. Well, I'm in my store right now. Let's see. I'm going to move on from the Bambi animation cell and just kind of give you guys a general update. I'm starting to get stuff ready because we're doing a long-term, an auction coming up next month. Somebody's saying maybe give him some advice on helping him long-term. Yes, I do want to try and help him out long-term as well. And just, I guess, going back to the animation cell and how it works, at least in Canada and in our area, there are lots of programs and lots of things available to support people. He is living on the street from what I've gathered. As strange as that sounds, that's probably a choice. There are shelters and places for him to go, but he's choosing to rather be out there on the street. The winter's crazy cold. I'm hoping he has a plan for that. These are all questions I'm going to ask him when I do find him again, to see what his plan is, to find out what he needs and what help I can offer him. So we're going to try our best. Hi, Cougar Speed Shop. It went for $3,700. So at least one thing I know, my guesstimate on its value is pretty accurate. I'm going to step outside the shop here. So yeah, things went pretty well for that, the sale. But now the next thing is we just want to help the guy out and try and make sure he's looked after long-term. Maybe there's mental support or counseling or other things that we can help find him for too. So yeah, Cody, hi, thanks. Appreciate you logging on from Florida. Wish you could come here too. Always nice to have new people here. So today's kind of a fun day. Well, aside from me driving up and down alleys, which has been my routine before and after work, I go and drive every single alley looking for this guy. I do have a museum coming by to have a look at my little race boat. So if you recall from videos I did before, I don't often have my boat at work, but today I've got my race boat here. So in front of the shop, we decided to drag it down. I have somebody who's interested in it. A museum is interested because it is actually built originally in the early 30s, and then it was recommissioned again in the 50s, and it is a custom built racing runabout, really early piece and built locally. So they think it's cool, I think it's cool, and I hope it ends up in a museum. If you guys haven't seen the videos of me riding this boat around, it was my son Jason and I found it inside of a shed where it had been sitting since about 1957 or 8. The guy parked it with a brand new engine, so I've got a brand new 50s Johnson Seahorse on the back there. We got it running. I've had it at lake a couple times, but if you've been following me, you know my garage is pretty full. My house is full. I've got an Airstream trailer and all kinds of stuff sitting in there, so it's pretty crazy. UK Mafia is growing on my channel. Yeah, you guys in the UK are. There's lots of guys overseas in England. And I am part English myself. My last name is Archbold, in case I've never really announced that. And I guess we come from Northumberland originally, which I've never been. So that's on my bucket list in the next year or so here to try and get out to the UK and see where I guess all of my dead ancestors are. Go visit some headstones. I don't think there's anybody alive over there anymore. Why not put him in a hotel for the night? Oh, we could do that. That's no problem. Yeah, Jeremy's saying why not get him a place to stay? That's going to be a question that I ask him. There are options for him. Like the government here will offer him assistance, and there are places for him to stay and live. So like I said, he's choosing to be out there. There might be a reason. Perhaps he was in a group home or something and something happened where he wasn't allowed to stay there anymore. Either way, don't worry guys, I'm going to ask all the right questions when I see him, and I'm going to try my best to help the guy out on a more of a long-term basis too. So yeah, and if you have any questions about things at all, please feel free to ask while we're on here too. It's kind of surreal on one hand to be talking about a fellow who needs some money that I'm trying to track down, who is a homeless gentleman, and still be telling you about a really cool race boat I have. Not a paradox that I really like, but it's the way things are right now. David's saying if you and a family came up to the UK, put off, oh, you guys are so nice. And Shane, thank you, appreciate that you like the content. William's asking, it went for $3,700. Really good sale on that animation, so I'm very happy with that. Hello from Tampa Bay, hi from Missouri. Lots of guys on there right now. So we are back in the shop here. It's kind of the front area. I know I've probably done store walkthroughs with you guys before, but basically we have all kinds of stuff. And today I placed an order for a Zoltar machine. So if you guys have ever seen the movie Big with Tom Hanks, if you haven't, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Well, I guess I kind of am. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. In the movie Big with Tom Hanks, he plays a kid who wishes he was older. There's a magic machine and poof, it happens. He ends up being older. You know, I don't think anybody nowadays would wish that they're 25 years older than what they are. You know, I think only a child would think that's a good thing. So I found that the company that has the rights to Zoltar. Just got off the phone with them an hour ago and bought a Zoltar machine that's like almost identical to the one in the movie Big, except a little bit more elaborate, like it talks and moves and all that. But the fun thing is it has a built-in microphone, so you can actually talk, and it will talk and repeat your words and motions and stuff. So I might have a little bit of fun with that thing at the shop here, tricking some kids as they come through. Yeah, I always like to have fun adventures. So everybody loves Zoltar. It's cool. So we are, oh, hi, hello in Portland. Sandy's in Portland. Nice to see you on. Bit was in Oregon. I was in Portland just last year with my family. Had to go to Voodoo Donuts. And if nobody's been to Portland before, crazy good donut shop downtown. I think they've got another location too. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching these shows. We are, yeah, somebody's saying, do I ever sell stuff on eBay? Yeah, oddly, the... our YouTube channel name is the same as our store, which is Curiosity Incorporated, which is the same as our Facebook and all that. We kind of are consistent with that. So I don't have anything listed on eBay right now because we do sell stuff fairly steadily out of the shop here. And we are going to probably list, if you remember that 22 karat gold watch that I purchased off a gentleman a couple weeks ago, beautiful English piece from the 1700s. We'll probably be putting that on eBay in the next little bit here. Hello to everybody who's joining on right now. And if you have any questions while we're chatting here too, this is live, this is real. And I may randomly have somebody show up at the shop and wonder what the heck I'm doing here. So if I jump offline here really quickly, it's probably because I have a customer walk in the door. I'm just taking a minute of downtime to chat with you guys. So to recap, selling my race boat. In fact, I'm thinking about doing kind of a clean house of stuff the whole time. Like basically my house is over full of things. So camper is going to go, the race boat's going to go. I have an MGB that's probably going to go. I've got a Porsche 914 that's in my garage. That's got to go. So I have a lot of stuff that's got to go. Beauregard's asking any snowmobiles. And hi, Alan, see you joining us there. I don't have any snowmobiles right now, mainly because we are limited with space in the shop. After buying that antique store in Saskatchewan, we loaded it up with counters and antique stuff. There's things everywhere here. So we do have to clear up a little bit of room, but I have a guy who is interested in bringing me in a really beautiful Bombardier snowmobile from the 60s. It's just in fantastic shape. Somebody's saying they always want a steam engine display. What's the cheapest one I have shipped to Seattle? Probably about $100. If you want a nice working steam engine, a couple days ago I posted that video of all the steam engines, and they are, they range from like 80. I guess that would be about $80 US. I could probably do one of them for like 80, $90 US for a little guy. Most of the bigger ones, I'll crouch down here so you can kind of see. Our case is completely packed. Like, I have my own little factory. If I get these guys all up and running, it would be pretty amazing. It'd be super noisy. We lit one up on one yesterday, and I put it on Instagram. But I was using, I had lighter fluid here, and you're supposed to use a different sort of fluid, so it was burning a little bit smoky, so it smoked on the boiler a bit. But we did have one running, so if you want to see one of these things running, you can go on my Instagram account and see them going. But there's some pretty amazingly cool ones. And that's basically what I'm doing today, is I'm going through the shop and picking out things I can take to the antique sale that we're doing. We're doing another auction in December. And yeah, Lynn's saying don't sell the camper. I am completely out of room at my house. That's the problem. I'm completely out of room. We have no place to park, and my ambulance, it's like either the ambulance has to go or the camper has to go. And right now, we do go camping quite a bit, but we've been tenting it because we like to actually sleep in a tent. I don't know, a lot of people say they go camping and they've got a beautiful big fifth wheel or trailer. We tent it when we go camping, and that's usually our routine. Now we got this nice Airstream, but yeah, it's just taking up the whole driveway right now. So I've had to park the ambulance in front of my neighbor's house, and not super sure how happy they are about that, but I don't know how you guys would feel about having a Ghostbusters car in front of your home. So I kind of rotated around the neighborhood a little bit. So like it's like the forgotten stepchild. Unfortunately, it's just sitting out there in the street. I want it back home. I want it on the driveway where I can polish it and keep it in good shape. So yeah, we're very well stocked in Steam stuff right now. You can kind of see. By the way, I don't know if you guys, anybody caught the clock behind me there, but I did get the painting back. I don't know if the writing's backwards. Sometimes it is, but that's a roundhouse clock out of a train station. Out of roundhouse, not a train station. Oh yeah, sorry. Anne's asking about the race car. The race car is stalled. The project is stalled not because I want it to be. My friend Matt has it. I went to his house. He's the guy that was playing. He's a really great bluegrass musician. He was playing guitar. Matt's just been so busy. He got as far as sandblasting it, but we still have to get the hood made for it and louvered. We have to get a belly pan made. So there's a few things that we have to do on the race car still that is a little bit beyond me. I don't have the tools to shorten a drive shaft and do that, but hoping over winter he'll be able to get some of that done. Somebody's asked about Beatles Knickknacks. I have a Beatles tray, the original one from the 60s. I've got Beatles marbles. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those before. I had a guy come in my shop. Sorry if I make you all dizzy when I pan around. I'm not intending to. Sometimes I get comments on my videos where I'm just moving around too fast, and you guys are kind of feeling a little seasick. It's hard to stay focused sometimes when I'm in somebody's house. It's happening live for me, and I get excited by things that I see in the background, and I kind of pan around too fast. So I guess that's why those shows like American Pickers and that have an actual cameraman that does their stuff, so they can stay focused. But I have a set, who was asking about, Anne was asking about the Beatles stuff. I have a set of 4 Beatles marbles from the 60s. Those just came in. Pretty funky. I haven't seen these guys before, but it's pretty neat. Anne says it was involved in midget car racing when I was younger, so that's why I asked. Oh yeah, well, this car was an actual race car back in the 30s. It's always been a race car. If you haven't seen my videos of the race car project, I'm going to set you guys down for a second here. That race car that I'm working on was built around 30 or 31, and is in really, actually, it was in horrible shape. I was going to say decent shape. It's in decent shape now. It was in awful shape when I got it. But I do have some history on it, and it is like a little Indianapolis looking race car. It's kind of like, I've got one on my back shelf back there. Right there is a little version of the car like mine. So I've got a little bit of work to do on it still. But yeah, I am definitely swimming in projects right now between the race boat, the race car, the Airstream camper. And that's not like, I still have stuff to do around the house, like fixing running toilets and taps and stuff. So I've been a busy guy. You know, hopefully you guys are enjoying the shows we're putting out. This is just an update. And hi guys, yeah, very glad to see you all. This is just kind of a live update here today to tell you what's going on. The Impala SS, I had a guy who was really big into Chev Impalas make an offer on that car. So it has gone to a new home, and he's driving it. He sent me a picture of him driving around town. So he's got it out on the road. And it wasn't an SS. That Chevy was, somebody had put an SS trunk lid on it, which is what threw me off. But it was SS optioned with the engine that was in there, but it wasn't originally an SS car. Still really neat though. I have a few leads on interesting cars that I'm going to look at in the next couple of weeks. And I'm hoping that you know, a couple of them come to fruition. I've made an offer on one, which is part of the reason for me wanting to clear out my garage to make room. But you know, we've got a few cool cars I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that will come through. Also trying to track down a guy who I hear has 2 1946 knuckleheads in a shed here in town. So we're gonna try and get those if we can, but those things aren't cheap. So do I do motorcycles? Do I ride motorcycle? Yeah, I mean, you'll probably notice the jacket I'm wearing is actually, if you ever see me wearing this coat, this is authentic cafe race jacket from about 1959 or 60. One of my customers used to be a racer, and this is his old jacket. It actually fits me, so I wear it. Somebody was asking about the Chris Craft boat that's right behind me. This was built up, this boat is handmade out of wood. We've got 700 Canadian on it. I guess that's like 550 US or something like that. But the guy built it by hand. It's, I don't know, 3-4 feet long. It's a pretty big, if you see the size of my hand there, it's a pretty big boat. So we are always looking for cool stuff. Cougar Speed saying, looking for a trailer to live in temporarily and keep camping. Would you trust to tow it to Seattle? Oh, my camper? Yeah, you could tow it fine. You would just have to put new tires on it because the tires that are on it are kind of dry. I'd repack the bearings and put new tires, and that thing would make it anywhere, I'm sure. When we towed it back out of the field, admittedly, we didn't do the right thing, which would have been repacking the bearings, putting new tires on it. We wanted to get it out of the field, but it rolled and towed so nice. Charlie just wanted to keep going. So I figure it's his truck, my camper. He checked it out, you know, looked at it and said that everything looked like it was working all right. So we towed it home. But if somebody's going to tow it a long distance, like to Seattle, which is, that's probably like a good solid day's drive from where I am, you'd want to make sure you put new tires on the Airstream first. So we did list the Airstream for, what did we put it up for? I think about 18,000 Canadian. So if anybody's looking for an Airstream, I think that's about 14 or 15 or something US. It's not a bad trailer, actually. The interior is coming out along pretty good. We've done a little bit more decorating, put some throw pillows and stuff, and it's actually really cozy. Lighting works, the AC seems to work in it. So not that I'm turning this live video into a sales pitch. I sound like a used car salesman, so I always hate doing that. But yeah, and hello guys from across Canada as well. So I will have some more videos coming soon. I've got some really cool collections that we are going to be putting together very quickly. And I'll answer a couple more questions before I log off here. If a major show, if a network wanted to make a show with us, would I be interested? Yeah, we've actually had a couple networks kind of feel out the situation for that. But no official show or anything yet. So at some point we'll see what this will turn into, and we'll kind of go from there. But I'm going to log off as I got some folks coming in, but it was very good to see you all and hope you have a wonderful day. You take care, guys. If you ever want to write me, you can do that through Instagram or Facebook as well. And we'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now, and stay tuned for more updates. See you guys.